North. I'm your host, Deborah Cruikshank, and tonight we have a variety show for you. We are talking a little bit about film. We're talking a little bit about music because Mr. Ridley Bent is in the house. He's live in Kenora. Very exciting. His first time playing in Kenora, and we're getting a little liberal. All of that in the whole story for you tonight on Points North. Stick around.
Let's take a look at what's trending on the web here in Northwestern Ontario. Wildlife caretaker Lil Anderson shared this photo of an owl poisoned by a mouse it ate that had died ingesting rat poisoning. She suggests care should be taken while getting rid of a mouse in your house to avoid causing undue damage to other wildlife, including owls like this one. Northwestern Ontario's fishing pro Jeff Gessie Gustafson is fishing in the Lake Okeechobee FLW Bass Tour this weekend in Florida. The pro tour offers prizes of up to $100,000, and he's vying for first. Last year at this tournament, his first on the tour, he came in 20th place. He shared some photos landing some big bass in this beautiful area. If you want to follow his progress, log on to flwoutdoors.com. And finally, those cold winter nights inside playing board games with friends won't be the same again. After a huge Facebook campaign for change, Monopoly has swapped out the least popular game piece, the iron, for a cat. Now, instead of being stuck with the piece if you had to choose last, you and your friends will be fighting over the cute, shiny cat. Points North is looking for your opinion on the all-time best moments of the show, so post away on our Facebook page, or you can send us a tweet at CJBN Points North. And that's what's trending in Northwestern Ontario.
Welcome back. We are so excited. We are here with Mr. Ridley Bent, who is playing live at the Bijou Steakhouse tonight here in Kenora. Welcome to Kenora. It's very exciting.
Thank you very much. It's our first time here. We're excited too.
So an East Coast boy, and then a West Coast boy, and now a Winnipegger. What was the reason for the move?
Born in Halifax. My dad's in the armed forces. I just been moving around. I guess I moved to Winnipeg for love, married a beautiful Winnipeg woman, Molly McCracken, and loving it.
That's always the best reason for a move, is it not?
Yes.
There you go. Well, we're very excited to have you. I want to talk a little bit about your style of music, because of course your debut album, Blam, is my favorite.
Is it?
And you've been quoted to say that it is hip-hop.
Hip-hop.
So can we talk a little bit about that genre of music?
Well, yeah, I got started by rapping. I was very into the urban scene. By the time I got my first record going, I'd already kind of gone a little country. So weirdly enough, my first record kind of turned out a little rap, a little country. So yeah, hence hip-hop.
Nice. Well, your next two albums were more conventionally country. So did you sought after different producers for those albums?
I was rooming with a fellow named Dustin Bentall, son of Barney Bentall, and he was doing alt country, and I really liked his first record. So yeah, I went with his producer, John Ellis, and used a lot of the players that played on his record, and yeah, I really love John's approach as well.
Excellent. So what has been your biggest challenge with music and being an artist?
The biggest challenge? Well, getting the next record out is always the biggest challenge to me. So I'm working on my fourth one right now, which is coming along, should be out before summer.
And which studio are you using for that record?
In Abbotsford, it's called Studio Down Under.
Nice.
And I used John Ellis again for this record. And yeah, a lot of the great same players as are on my Buckles and Boots record and my Rabbit record, and yeah, a lot more country on this one too.
Excellent. So what is the show going to be about tonight? Is it hip hop or is it country or?
Well, I had heard that there was some fans of Blam, so we put some of the Blam stuff in the set.
Nice.
And you know, it's a little country, a little rock, and a little hip hop.
Ooh, sounds interesting. So is there upcoming tours for Ridley Bent, or where are we going to see you in your next shows?
Yeah, there's a tour starting in April, mostly west of here. I'd love to play Kenora in the summer. My wife and I have a place, Clearwater Bay, not too far. But yeah, I haven't played here.
Dude, now we know all your secrets.
Yeah.
So there's guaranteed you have to be back now.
All right. We'll have some Kenora fans coming around in their fishing boats.
It's true. It's true. Well, we are so happy to have you tonight, and we will be hearing some of Ridley's songs later this evening. So thank you for joining us once again,
Thank you.
and welcome to Kenora, Northwestern Ontario.
All right, let's have fun.
Excellent. Welcome back. As we take a little bit of a break, we have been joined by Patrick Lessard, who is the creator of the Northwestern Film and Video Group. And right now he stands semi-alone. It's a bit of a new project for Patrick, but that's what we're here to talk to him about today. So Pat, what inspired you to start a film and video group?
I have a little bit of a passion for the film side of things, and lately I've been exploring that. In the past few months, we made a zombie flick, and I went about and found some people that had the same interests and came aboard. And I wanted to make it a little simpler this time for myself and for others. So make a group, hopefully people will join, and start exploring the avenue of film and video, and get together and start projects, do projects. So.
Well, let's talk about this project, because there was quite a number of people that actually ended up joining. There was hair and makeup and people helping with directing and all that stuff. So talk about sort of the common interests that came together for that project.
Using Facebook, I just went out there and said, okay, this is an interest. I want to do a zombie flick. I worked at Beaver Braid School at the time, so there was a grade 12 student, Braden, and he wanted to go to school for directing. So he came on board right away, and so did two of the drama teachers, Leanne and Heather. And from there, I got a neighbor that brought probably, I think, 4 people along with him, my 2 kids, and just a bunch of their friends. And yeah, it just...
Well, it was common interest. There's a lot of interest in zombies
Yes.
these days, I find. So it is a good starter project, I'm sure.
Yes.
So the group or the Facebook page is less of a group that necessarily gets together and organizes itself. Is more of a common place where people can go to share their ideas and get help with their projects.
Yeah. Come on there, share things. I'm trying to keep the group updated with information that's out there, not just in Kenora area, but all around us in Canada, somewhat the States too. Canadian film. Yeah, and you know, if you have something that you want to share with somebody, get an idea, or you want to do a little project, come and post it, or see what's out there that's being posted, and comment and try to share it with everybody.
So what are your goals with this? Like you were talking to me earlier about there's grants out there, and possibly, you know, when the Lake of the Woods Art Center comes about, there'll be spots for education in film and whatnot. Is there sort of goals that you're trying to reach with this group at this time?
There's a couple goals. One, yes, education-wise, 7 generations going at Lakewood. I would like to hit them up and see what programming they have planned for that place. Maybe there's a place for us that we can help out. As well, like with LOWAC, the arts community. There's things out there that students or young individuals can go and learn, and so, yeah.
Excellent. Well, keep in mind that you can find the Northwestern Film and Video on Facebook, and you also have a Twitter account, I understand, that's fairly active. And what is that?
It's at NW Film Video.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you, Patrick, for your time today.
Thank you.
And get out there, check out the page. It's an interesting Facebook page. And if you have any ideas, make sure you share them. There's a large community out there wanting to help out. Stick around. There's lots on Points North for you tonight.
Thank you.
Welcome back. We're going to take a little break from the music. Shelley Bujold had an opportunity to catch up with the federal Liberal leadership candidate, David Birky, when he was in town, and here's that story for you.
Thanks, Deb. I'm now joined with David Birky, who is vying for the leadership role of the Liberal Party of Canada. And you're on a tour across Canada right now as we're talking, and you're here in Northwestern Ontario. How's that going for you so far?
Oh, it's been great. I've been driving from literally the west coast through the mountains, through the prairies, had a debate in Winnipeg as well, and meeting people and main streeting and getting to know their concerns and talking to people.
You're from Ottawa and you ran in the last election. You came in second place, correct?
That's correct.
Absolutely. So what did that experience teach you about doing this kind of a tour?
Well, you know, last election was a tough one for all Liberal candidates across the country, as you know, and what it taught me was after knocking on 30,000 doors and raising a lot of money, taking a riding association out of debt, you realize that teamwork is the name of the game, and really taking into heart the concerns of not only your riding but also the country.
You don't have a lot of political experience in your background. What does that do? Like, you're getting your name out there. Do people really know who you are? Tell me about that.
Well, you know, I've been involved actively in various charities. I've also been involved in the Liberal Party since I was a young adult. I've worked on leadership campaigns always as a volunteer, so I have that experience, and having had the 5th highest votes of any Liberal candidate in Canada, running against 4 opponents as opposed to 1, and having grown the vote when there was a tsunami from the left in our riding and across the area where I ran, gives me a lot of experience. But you're right, you will always learn. I learn every day. I think it's something that's fundamentally important.
In our riding here in Kenora, as well as a lot of Canada, First Nations are have a huge impact on our economy, on our society, on our culture. What are some of the things that you plan to do regarding First Nations?
Well, the First Nation problem is obviously been percolating and is very distressing for a variety of reasons. First and foremost, I believe we have to have nation-to-nation, immediate, meaningful negotiations. But given the various rates of unemployment, the various rates of people not graduating high school, 61%. Also, when you look at certain suicide rates, which are totally unacceptable anywhere, anytime, but with First Nations, it's 5 to 6 times non-Aboriginals. The Inuit is 11 times. That's not acceptable. So we have to deal with that. So we need parallel negotiations and immediate investment in housing, education, healthcare, mental health care, addiction. There's a number of issues we have to, and the federal government has to participate and be actively involved. I've always believed in under-promising and over-delivering as opposed to what most politicians tend to do.
Great. Well, thank you, and I hope the rest of your tour across Northwestern Ontario goes really well. And
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. No problem. We're going to head into a story right now about a different kind of hockey in Quesnel, and after that, we are going to see more of Ridley Bent.
Sledge hockey is a fun and exciting variation of traditional ice hockey. Quesnel's James Gemmell, a Paralympian with Team Canada, trains twice a week with the Quesnel Angels. I slid by the Twin Arenas Saturday night to catch James in action and learn about this awesome sport.
Well, so far we're doing pretty good. I mean, right now we only have 11 sleds, but on Saturday nights we're filling almost every sled and pretty regularly, and we're out Monday nights as well at 9:30 p.m. We're always looking for more players too. I mean, but it's growing here. We've had a pretty steady group, and we got 2 or 3 new people as of real recently, which is a good bonus, and just looking forward to trying to keep it going here. We're only the 2nd sledge hockey team in British Columbia right now, so I came up here and came back home to my family and started up this program, and hoping that I can keep it running. And by the looks of it, we're backed up by the city, and the city's helping out quite a bit, and we're in the works of getting more sleds so we can get more people out on the ice, and I think it'll definitely be successful. It's a lot of upper body strength. Obviously, you're propelling yourself, your whole body weight around with your arms. shooting with nothing but one arm at a time, or you don't have a flexible stick. Your core is very important for your balance. So basically, you need to be somewhat fit. If not, you're going to get fit real quick as soon as you get into a sled and start playing. But even people come out their first couple times, it's usually pretty tough. They'll tip over a lot and they'll battle to get back up. But I mean, after a couple times, you start to get the hang of it, and everybody loves it. And most of the people, if they stick around for more than 2 practices, they usually stay for good. So.
Knowing that I can stop a guy who plays for Team Canada and stop some of his shots, quote, some of his shots.
A lot of fun.
Oh, it's a blast. I actually just started playing net a couple practices ago, and I love it. Usually I'm out there hitting James playing defense. And one more second.
I just was asked to come and help because there was nobody to play, so I thought it was something I didn't have to work at. I thought I could sit down and exercise, so that's why I'm here.
I'm probably the only 60-year-old guy playing against 27-year-olds.
You're having a lot of fun.
I am. Yes, it is a lot of fun. That's the name of the game, why we started it, is to keep him in shape. So that's just the way it is.
Like your normal hockey, you just like play and play. And the disability, they just kind of push them off, like deaf people or blind people, and they'll play. And they will suffer. So then they should change it. And disability can do whatever. And to make them happy, and they can play like this.
I put a lot of time and effort into this program, and I didn't want to, for a while it looked like it might go under and might fail, but everybody's starting to get into it a little bit more, and I think that because of them, we might have a second team in Quesnel that can actually go compete in tournaments and maybe one day beat the guys down at the coast.
keysearch.ca, where you can check out some of this Canadian country singer-songwriters stuff. And you can also go to Northwestern Film and Video, where you can talk with other like-minded individuals that are possibly working on film projects or get your ideas out there. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, Keysearch Points North. You can always email us at cjbnpointsnorth@gmail.com, or you can always find us on Twitter. Until next week, here's Ridley to sing us out. Until then.